Hello, great to have you with us again on Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. So nice to have you with us to talk politics once again, and joining me to do so on this very important day, Michael Truncale with the State Republican Executive Committee on our far right today. Good to see you, sir.
Kevin, it's good
joining
to be
the
here.
group. It's an august body that you're joining. Think of it as an initiation to a very serious think tank.
Well, this is my first opportunity to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and this is a great crew that we have.
Kent Walston is here as well with Brannick, Walston, and DeVenzio.
Good to be here.
And James Shannon with the Business Journal joins me to my immediate left. Good to see you guys as always. The president promises to begin bringing home troops very soon. Next month, he's bringing home thousands of troops. Was it a good idea? Conservative writer George Willis has gone so far as to say, not that long ago, that the president needed to be bringing troops home. Why is it that the president has suddenly had this apparent change of heart?
Well, I think a year ago when he sent more troops in, he said there would be a timetable for withdrawal. But, you know, face it, Afghanistan is that pit where empires have gotten bogged down since Alexander the Great. Some credit it for breaking up the Soviet Union, their adventure there. We've been there 10, going on 11 years. It's tough.
11 years. Did the president in the campaign say it was time to get out of Afghanistan in your view, Michael Truncale?
Well, early in the campaign he did, and of course he apparently felt the need to stay in there and in fact increase our presence there. I think clearly we must, when we talk about Afghanistan, we must thank our troops because they went there not to create an empire like Alexander the Great or others, but to help us fight terrorism. We all want the troops to come home. However, the question is the specific timing. And with the heavy fighting season going on right now in Afghanistan, it is at least probably till October or November of this year, one might at least ask the question, is this the specific time, or should we wait just a few more months before we start that troop withdrawal?
Kent Walston, was this the courageous thing for the president to do? Was this, you know, very simply a matter of conviction for this president, especially in the context of the recent departure of Osama bin Laden?
Well, I think, you know, he's facing a lot of pressure from the left and the right, from his own party to get out. I mean, but then when you have some Democrats are favoring staying, you have Richard Lugar from the Foreign Select Committee saying that it's time to get out. Then you have Lindsey Graham and John McCain saying we need to stay the course. They're all over the spectrum, so I think anything he does is going to be criticized for.
Some say it's all political. This is the beginning of the campaign season.
I certainly hope that it is not political because this is too important of an issue. We've had too many men and women sacrifice their lives fighting for freedom, and to turn it into politics would be totally wrong.
Is it all political? Is it too early?
It is inherently political. Believe me when I tell you.
Is it too rapid a withdrawal? Would it be too rapid?
No, I mean,
the
I think at some point we're going to have to declare victory and get out of there. Because
the Wall Street Journal says the generals and the Pentagon say it's too rapid a withdrawal and would be against American interests.
Well, I'll just say this. 55 years after the end of the Korean War, we still have nearly 100,000 troops in Korea. I'm not sure what they're there to protect. The reality is, for this president and for any president, it's inherently political. You recall when George W. Bush was president, there wasn't any move he could make like this that wasn't roundly attacked by the other side. I think they're just returning the favor. It's like Newt Gingrich, who was a presidential candidate, I don't know if he still is, came out and blasted Obama for not intervening in Libya. As soon as Obama joined with NATO and put some cruise missiles into Libya, guess who came out against that action?
James Shannon.
Newt Gingrich.
Artfully stated by James Shannon, is Newt Gingrich still in the presidential race, Michael Truncale?
Well, I encourage my fellow Republicans to listen to everyone. He has had a significant change in his staff. Many of those people have actually wanted to get to know our own Governor Perry. And I think that's an interesting signal that might foretell the future.
What do we think of this matter of the prayer seminar that will be held in Houston later on this year? There have been invitations sent out for many of America's governors to attend this seminar and for prayers to be said for a revolution in America of ideology. What do you believe about this meeting? It's been roundly criticized by some on the left as being the kind of an event that, as Bill Maher has gone so far as to say is, you know, a waste of time. How do you see this on the far right?
Well, I am a Republican, and I won't say that I'm on the far right, but I am a conservative and I am a Republican. We are one nation under God, and our greatest leaders have always acknowledged God and have turned to God in prayer. And so for me to see Governor Perry and others join together in Houston for a day of prayer is just consistent with the tradition of our great country.
Ken,
so I
do
don't
you
see
see this as
anything wrong with
is it a secular nation to be ruled by secular laws, and would an event of this nature do any harm in your view?
Certainly we're a secular nation. There's no doubt about that. You know, the religious law does not apply in this country. But I'm a Democrat, I'm a conservative. I believe in prayer, and I think it's a great event. I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. James Shannon, any words on this, on the upcoming event at, I believe it's Reliant Stadium? Will you be there?
No, I won't be there. You know, it's a private affair. It's not a government sanctioned affair, even though Rick Perry's organized it. I hope we're not spending any state funds on it. I think, you know, people have the right to
Is he going to be the nominee of the Republican Party?
I would wager heavy money against it. But if they want
Does he
a
not
sure
fill the
prescription
void left in the conservative ranks by the departure of Governor Huckabee? Does he not fill that void?
Well, you've got Michelle Bachmann and Tim Pelini pitching for that vote. Obviously, the evangelicals are looking, you know, to get their best candidate. But in the end, I think they're going to go with somebody that can win. And, you know, granted, we have had an inarticulate Republican from Texas become president of the United States. And so it's not unprecedented in our
Whoever could he mean?
One thing's for sure, Rick Perry is not inarticulate. And never bet against Rick Perry. He's never lost an election.
Is he electable, as James Shannon would like to say he's not?
My answer to that is he is electable. You know, the Perry plan, which, frankly, Texas is the mainstream of America, which is where the growth is happening. People are looking at Texas. What we're doing here is right. And it may be just what the doctor ordered for the rest of America as well.
Of course, wait a minute. Constitutionally, Texas has a weak governor form of government, as do all the states across the South who were burned by Reconstruction when these appointed federal governors came in and wreaked havoc on the local citizenry. That's why our governor has, other than the bully pulpit, which, to give Perry credit, he's a bully in the pulpit.
Governor Perry doesn't seem very weak when you think here's a governor openly battling the White House when it comes to the TWIA, the airport issue, the TSA screening issue, and several other issues. I
agree with Mike. Don't underestimate him. I think he is electable. I think he's going to have some problems he may encounter when he does run, but he is electable. And, you know, he is not inarticulate. He is but I agree with you. It's a weak form of government. The lieutenant governor has the most power in the state and passes the legislation. It's more of a bully puppet.
Short of handing over the playbook, though, what kind of problems does Rick Perry have on a national stage?
Well, he is developing a great following in the Republican Party. My sources indicate that he's become he developed a lot of fans in states, even in the northeastern part of the United States, out in the West Coast. He's been around, and don't forget, he is a Southern leader, and Southern Republicans, let's face it, being from the South can help you get elected.
Rick Perry was reelected.
It even helped Bill Clinton get elected.
Perry was reelected in 2006 with 39% of the vote. Polls in the state of Texas show he wouldn't carry Texas.
We'll continue this in a moment. Right back on Southeast Texas Weekly in just a second. All right.